No one ever price shops when they're out buying condoms. No one ever looks for the best price. It's always an emergency purchase, you know? Like I've seen people at the corner store say, hey, I need a 3-pack of Lifestyles, but no one ever says, but $5 is ridiculous, sir, you know? But they should, you know? Every penny counts. Every dollar matters. I remember when I was 21 years old, I was sleeping in my bedroom. My dad knocked on the door. He came in. He said, son, when I was your age, I had 3 buildings, a vacant lot, and a supermarket. And I was like, well, I have this futon, you know? And he was like, that's why I'm concerned, you know? Every penny counts. You got to start getting better with your money, you know? Start saving it. You'll need it one day. If you don't need it, your friends will need it. You'll be happy you have it. So when later that day, my girlfriend came over, and she told me she was planning her sister's bachelorette party, and she was gonna spend $100 on 77 condoms so they could play fun games like pin the condom on the penis, you know? And I'm an ally, I support that, you know? But $100, I was like, baby, I could do better, you know? Now, we had been dating for a couple of years. We were no longer up on the current condom market. We had been irresponsible. Don't follow us. We needed to do research, you know? I didn't know what was going on in the streets anymore. I called up my boy Jeff. I was like, hey, Jeff, I'm hearing great things about you in these streets. Keep doing what you're doing. Your legend is growing. With that said, there is no way you are achieving these levels of success while buying condoms at retail prices, you know? Where do you buy your condoms from, you know? He said, oh, I get them from the pharmacy. I get a 30-pack for $15. Not bad, 50 cents a condom, but I want more. And I realized the more you price shop for condoms, the more you sound like an ambitious drug dealer, you know? Like, I don't want to buy them from where you buy them from. I want the source, you know? Finally, I decided I had to start my search fresh. I sat down on my computer and I typed in what at the time I thought were the craziest words ever typed into Google. I typed in free New York condoms. Turns out, this was the year that New York decided to promote safe sex. They started giving out condoms at every college and bar in New York. Great program. It was called Free New York Condoms. It was meant to be, you know? Now I was 21 years old. I had no professional experience. I thought it was gonna be like, yo, I need some rubbers. Where can we meet, you know? But they asked real questions, you know? There was forms I had to fill out. They were like, hey, what organization are you with? And I was like, this is a youth group. You know? Who attends your youth group? I was like, hey, honey, how many of your sister's friends are coming to the bachelorette party? She said 30 of her homegirls. I said 30 women attend my youth group every week. They said, cool, we're gonna send you condoms. And right now, you guys look like a smart audience. You're probably wondering, what's the right amount of condoms to send 30 young ladies in New York? And I promise you, the city of New York disagrees with you, okay? They sent me 2,000 condoms. 2,000 condoms. Say what you want, single ladies of New York, the city believes in you. They sent me 1,000 packs of lube, too. I didn't ask, it just showed up. Like, hey, this is on us, you're a valued customer, you know? Now, I don't care how many forms you fill out. When 2,000 condoms show up at your door, you feel like you committed a crime, okay? I was nervous, you know? I gotta break these down, get rid of this. This is evidence, you know? Started throwing the condoms in the garbage bags, but then I thought of what my father said, yo. If you don't need it, your friends will need it, you know? You'll be happy you have it. I'm sitting on gold, you know? I called up my girlfriend, she came over. Fun fact, Gabby and I have been married now 16 years. Thank you. Thank you. She is the love of my life, sincerely. She has been with me through all of the toughest moments that I've ever gone through, except for this one. She came over and she was like, what is this? I was like, you told me you needed 77 condoms for $100. I got 2,000 condoms for free, you know? She was like, yes, I was completely fine paying the $100 for the condoms. I'm gonna take the condoms we need for the party, but the rest of this is on you. And she left me with over 1,900 condoms. That's stressful. I started thinking about it. I'm not sure I'll have sex 1,900 more times the rest of my life, you know? And unlike anyone else, I know exactly how short I'll come to that number, you know? Amen. I decided to employ some different tactics. This was the year that a lot of my less savvy friends fell for pyramid schemes. Primerica, Cutco Knife, you know who you are. You know. I decided to employ similar tactics. I called every man I knew. I told them, hey fellas, wear a shirt and tie, meet me in my house. I have a proposal for you. I looked at every guy I know, eye to eye. I told them, hey, here's 10 condoms, go make stories, don't come back till you need more. I believe in you. My boy Mark was turning 25 that weekend. I went to his birthday party. I gave him a whole brick, 250 condoms. I said, go be somebody, you know? My cousin Chris, he was there from the Navy. I gave him a whole brick too. To this day, I get random emails from people in the service. Like, hey, Gastor, we never met, but Japan 2008 wouldn't have been possible without you, man. Thank you for your service, you know? And I kept giving them out, you know, all weekend, doing what I can. Finally, it's Sunday, 1 o'clock in the morning. I got 300 condoms left. Not bad, but not what I wanted, you know? I went to the Crown Fried Chicken on Fulton, where I end most of my weekends. Don't judge me, it's a great place. I sat down at the counter, I put the box on the counter, and this dude sees me, sits down next to me, and he said, hey man, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, why do you ask? And he's like, I've never seen somebody look this sad with this many condoms before, you know? And I told him my story, you know? He was like, hey man, I feel for you. I'll take a couple of condoms off of your hands. He took 3 condoms, hugged me, walked outside, told his friends. One by one, they started walking in, taking condoms. Within half hour, it's part of the menu. People just coming in, 3-piece, 4 rubbers, let's go. You know what I mean? 4 a.m. is closing time. I've done it. 2,000 condoms, 1 weekend, success. Thank you. People still talk about it. It was crazy. I went to bed, exhausted, passed out, got great sleep. Almost as if I used the 2,000 condoms myself. Next day, I had some errands to run with my father. He wakes me up and we're walking through the neighborhood. I didn't realize when you give out 2,000 condoms in 1 weekend in the same neighborhood, people want to thank you, you know? So when I'm walking around with my father and the first dude sees me, he's like, yo, condom dude? Yo, you saved me yesterday, you know? Second dude sees me, condom dude, this your father? You are raising a great young man. Third dude sees us before he even starts. My dad cuts him off. He's like, Gastor, what's going on here, man? I was like, Dad, you told me every penny counts, every dollar matters. Gabby was gonna spend $100 on 77 condoms. I saved her $100. I also saved 1,900 other couples about $60,000 in child support payments, you know? And my father looked at me and he was like, son, you have a lot of trouble interpreting my advice, you know? And we were gonna leave it like that, like men do sometimes, like, hey, we shouldn't talk about this again, you know? Until 8 weeks later, I was sleeping in my room again, and my dad knocks on the door. And he's like, yo, condom dude, you got a delivery. Because apparently, when you tell the city of New York, you have a youth group attended by 30 young ladies. 2,000 condoms and 1,000 packs of lube is an 8-week supply. I proceeded to get these deliveries every 2 months for the next 3 years. I say all that to say, because I want you guys to go home with a question today. What have you done for your community? You know? Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your night. Appreciate it.